Hello there, Matt here with a brand new sign-up guide for NMB48's online and offline handshake events. In November 2022, it was announced that NMB48 would be changing record labels, moving from Yoshimoto's in-house label, Laugh Out Loud Records, and going to Universal Music. What that means for you, the fan, is you'll have to migrate over to a new platform in order to sign up for handshake events starting in 2023 and beyond. A real important thing before we get started is you must have a real mailing address in Japan to do these events. The reason for this is because you're buying CDs and they need a place to be sent to before being dumped into the Tagawa River. What that means is either you need a friend or an acquaintance who is cool with getting boxes of CDs sent to their home. Alternatively, you can sign up for a Tenso account. Tenso is a proxy forwarding service that provides you with a Japanese mailing address that can accept your packages and then forward them to your country for a fee. They'll also dispose the CDs for you for an additional fee as well. If you sign up for the offline events, it's very important that you get your box sent to you, as those will have physical paper tickets that are required for doing the events. In that case, it's probably better to get a friend in Japan to hang on to those for you, and then pass them on to you when you arrive. With that said, let's continue on with the sign up. As you can see from this screen, we are on the Fortune Music homepage, which is the old site where we bought tickets from. You do not need to use this website ever again, unless you're a Sakamichi fan. I'm sorry. Instead, you'll want to go to the address bar and enter this URL: store.universal-music.co.jp. That's store.universal-music.co.jp. This is the new site where you'll be ordering handshake tickets from now on, so be sure to bookmark it. If your browser has translation support, it may be helpful for guiding you along the way. For the purpose of this guide, I'll be using the regular Japanese interface. First, there's not really an obvious way to find the account creation link. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll find a tiny link that will take you there. Blink and you'll miss it. Alternatively, you can click on the login button, or the My Page button at the top, which will take you to the login screen, and just below that is a gold account creation button. Depending on when you access the site, you may also notice this banner at the top that says NMB48. Right now, until the end of January, they have a special campaign. If you use that link, you'll receive a serial code to get a free sticker when you buy a CD on the Universal Store website. When you get to the account creation screen, you'll enter all your information. First is your last name, and the second line is your first and middle names. Write them in all caps and make sure they match exactly how it's written on your passport. This is especially important if you plan to come to offline events in Japan someday. The next two lines is your last name and first name, but in katakana. If you don't know katakana or how to enter it on your computer, you can enter it on Google Translate and copy-paste it. Next is your email address. Make sure this is a real email address that you have access to, as they'll send the confirmation email to it, and also any other communication regarding the lotteries you enter and any updates on the events. Next, you'll need to re-enter your email. After that, make a password. The password needs to be between 8 and 20 characters long, and can be a combination of letters and numbers. Next, re-enter your password. The next lines will be your Japanese shipping address. Use the information from Tenso or your proxy. The first line is the zip code. After entering the zip code, if you click that button on the right, a pop-up window will appear. You can close that, and then it will autofill the next two lines. Those next two lines are the prefecture and the city. The next line is the street address. Usually, it's just numbers and dashes. The next line is the apartment building name and room number. If your address is not an apartment and doesn't have a room number, you can just check that box to the right. The next two lines are your phone number. It needs to be a Japanese phone number. You only need to fill in one of these lines. The next line is your birthday. The format is year, month, day. The next line is your gender. The left option is male. The right option is female. The next line is if you want to get spam from Universal Music. Pick the right option if you don't want spam. The next line is optional, but it's a space to enter your nickname. I'm not sure whether it's actually used for anything, but you can leave it blank. The last line is, how did you find out about this site? Tell him your boy Matto sent you. Actually, it doesn't really matter. You can pick any of the options and you can just move on. Scroll down and you'll see the terms of service that you can't read. Just check the box below that says you agree. Below that is another checkbox that states that you agree to their privacy policy. Finally, hit that gold button to submit the form. You'll then be brought to a confirmation page where you can check to see if everything is correct. If it looks good, then click the gold button to confirm. They'll then send you a confirmation email that confirms your account was made. After getting your account made, it's time to sign up for tickets. If you signed up for tickets using Fortune Music, the process is very similar, though the interface on Universal Music is quite clunky. Log into your account. Then go back to the main page and you'll see the featured artists on the banner. Look for NMB48 and click on it. For the next page, you'll need to scroll down to the news section and click the link. This will take you to the event page. Here, you see the application system, which tells you the limit on how much you can apply for. For the first few rounds, you can only apply for 3 tickets max per a member's time slot, and only 10 time slots max, for a total of 30 tickets maximum per application. You can, however, send multiple applications if you want to get lots of tickets on several days. For the first few rounds, you can send 3 applications max. In later rounds, they gradually increase the limit on tickets and slots that you can apply for. Scroll down and click the blue button, which will take you to the application round links. Click the latest one, which will have a pink button to go to the application. Just like with Fortune Music, you have 24 hours to get your application in. The application period is usually from every Thursday at noon, Japan time, until Friday, noon, Japan time. So be sure to apply as soon as it opens so you don't forget. A big difference for the Universal Store compared to Fortune Music is how the members are listed. You choose the event date, and then all the members will appear, but the order they appear in is very confusing. It's not alphabetical, and it's not grouped by generations or by teams. There's no real logic to it. That is, until you check out that there's this chart that lists the members based on time slot, and that's how they're listed on the Universal Music site. It's pretty dumb. Anyway, the best way to navigate this mess is to use Control F and enter the member's name in Japanese. Your mileage may vary if you're using the browser translation feature, especially when it mistranslates unusual names. You also want to be careful that you get the right member, as there are now multiple Yamamotos, Tanakas, Yukinos, Honokas, Reis, Amis, Misakis, Shibuya and Shibutani, Waka and Wakanas. Oh, and literally 2 sisters. Though it's not nearly as bad as when we had Yamamoto Sayaka and Yamamoto Ayaka listed right after each other, with literally a 1 kanji difference between the names. Anyway, when you find the member you want to get, there should be a series of drop-down menus for each time slot and the corresponding times next to them. Keep in mind that the listed times are for Japan Standard Time, not your local time, so be sure to convert the time so that it works with your schedule. The drop-down menus will show you a list of numbers. These numbers are a list of how many tickets you wish to apply for. While it's not guaranteed that you'll get every ticket you apply for, you'll probably win everything you apply with NMB, especially in early rounds for online events. The offline events are a different story. For Skida Mushi, the offline events sold out very quickly and for just about every member. If you want to join these, be sure to join in early. That said, days that are close to Halloween and Christmas are usually popular because members will dress up for it. Members' birthdays are also very popular. Lastly, if a member announced graduation recently and their last day with the group has already been announced, then the last day will be crazy popular as fans will want to say goodbye to them. A good rule of thumb is to never apply for more than what you can afford. There's no partial cancellation with the tickets you win. It's all or nothing. If you win 10 tickets but only want 5 of them, you have to pay for all 10 of them. Normally, with singles, 1 ticket is about 1100 yen and gets you 15 seconds of talk time. Albums have more songs on them, which means they're more expensive. NMB's 4th album is 2200 yen for 1 ticket, but it also gives you double the talk time, so one album gives you 30 seconds of talk time. For online events, your tickets will be automatically combined for a member in each time slot. So if you bought 6 Mikada tickets for slot 7 on April 22nd, your call with her will be 3 minutes long. You can't split the tickets up into shorter calls. For offline events, you can split your tickets up and go through the line multiple times for multiple short conversations. After picking all the members you want to meet and how many tickets for them, scroll down to the bottom and click the button to go to your cart. Check your cart and confirm that everything is correct. There's no going back and changing or canceling anything after submitting it. If you need to change something, scroll to the bottom and click the white button to go back to the previous page. If everything looks good, check the 5 boxes to make the blue button light up and click it. The next page is the final confirmation. Be absolutely sure that everything is correct. Then scroll to the bottom and click the blue button to submit your application. You'll receive a confirmation email in your inbox with your application details. The lottery results for your application will be delivered after 6 p.m. on Friday. You can check them on your My page and check your lottery application history. They'll also send you an email with the results too. When the results come in, you'll only pay for the tickets that you actually won. So if you applied for 8 tickets but only won 2, you only have to pay for those 2 tickets. It's very important that you pay for your tickets by deadline. You have a little over a day to pay them via credit card, and an additional day if you pick the convenience store payment option, which is only available to people who are in Japan, or if you have a friend in Japan who can pay for it for you. You can refer to my previous video guide on how to pay for your tickets, as the process is identical to Fortune Music. That will do it for this video guide on signing up for NMB's online and offline events on the Universal Music Store. If this video was helpful, give it a like and share it with anyone who might be interested in participating in these events. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching.